Have you ever thought what it would be like not to be able to look out a window and see the beauty of a new fallen snow? The changing of seasons, or a leaf floating down a stream.
And if I had one of my grandchildren with me, it really bothered me. Because I always thought I got to get home before dark, because I just couldn't see good enough to get home.
Have you ever thought what it would be like not to be able to see the smile on the face of someone you love, the eyes of a friend in conversation, or the preciousness of a newborn baby?
If I can't see that person, I feel like I'm turning my back. You know, you don't want to talk to somebody who's behind you, so I would have to position myself. I'd have to scan out a room and accommodate for the loss of sight in that side so that I wouldn't be blocking anything out.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to cross a busy street with blurred vision, or eat a garden salad not seeing or knowing the color of red in a tomato?
I'd be walking along and I'd not be able to tell whether there was a drop-off in the street or something, or where it occurred. So I was always very cautious about where I was stepping.
Have you ever considered how your life would change if you or a loved one lost the gift of sight or became visually impaired?
All I could do was just cry that he was my perfect child, and there was something the matter with him, and I needed to know if there was anything that he wouldn't be able to do. You know, would he not be able to read a book? Would he not be able to ride a bike? Would he not be able to drive a car? Would he not be able to become whatever he wanted to become, or do whatever he wanted to do?
These thoughts become a reality for someone in the world every 5 seconds, for a child every minute. It is the real life for the 45 million people in the world who are blind. It will change the lives of 1 to 2 million people this year and next.
It's absolutely awful. I mean, I just cried and cried and cried and cried. Because you know, all of a sudden you're here doing this, and then the next day you're blind. You can't go on.
I think one of the most important things for people to know is that blindness and visual loss are big problems worldwide. There are about 50 million people who are worse than what we would call legally blind today. And that number is projected to increase to 75 million by the year 2020.
When groups have asked people, patients, what they fear most, death is number 1, blindness is always number 2.
The majority of blindness worldwide and in this country are preventable or treatable.
Working hard in the crusade against darkness are many organizations, associations, and medical professionals. In 1925, a blind woman named Helen Keller recruited one of these organizations, one that would eventually become a champion in the prevention and cure of blindness. Today, that organization, Lions Club International, has close to 1.5 million volunteers worldwide whose mission is helping people to see. The commitment to this mission is best exemplified by the 5,000 Lions representing 160 clubs in the capital region of upstate New York. It began in 1985, 60 years after Helen Keller recruited Lions International. It began with a challenge, a very big one.
We were at a meeting in Schenectady, a meeting of past district governors, and present at that meeting was the director of the ophthalmology department at Albany Med.
Dr. Smith saw an advantage to us being involved with the Eye Institute in making an eye institute.
So he said to us, I'm going to challenge the district governors present tonight to raise $1 million for the Lions Eye Institute. And that's my challenge to you. Well, you could have heard a pin drop.
One of the Lions, who is deceased now, Clark Briggs, went ahead and started putting the things together.
And after many years of going back and forth, meetings, this and that, the Lions Foundation became a reality.
When you ask Lions to do a project, they don't say no, because they know what service is and what particularly sight is to a person who has that handicap.
It was a heck of a feeling to finally see groundbreaking on something that you'd worked hard for, and knowing that that money, where it's going, and it's going into something that's going to help a lot of people.
And everybody felt the same way. And I mean, you know, everybody just clapped when they cut the ribbon, and it was just, it was a great day. It was a great day for the Lions. It was a great day for the people with sight problems. It was just a great day.
When my heart started to skip a beat, it was when I walked through those doors, to know that I was part of a legacy.
Yes, Helen Keller's 1925 challenge became a Capital District reality because of the involvement of many individuals and communities who cared for others. Their legacy, the Lions Eye Institute, one of 8 such facilities in the country, serves over 5,000 children and 30,000 adults each year. Patients travel from all over New York State, Vermont, Western Massachusetts, and Connecticut because the Lions Eye Institute offers in its staff an unmatched professional competency and level of experience to remedy truly acute eye problems.
We have all of the subspecialties covered, and over the past 23 years or so, I can say we have those specialties covered better now than we ever have.
You've got a doctor for each part of whatever they're working on. So in my case, it would be I have a corneal doctor, I have a glaucoma doctor, and I have a retinal doctor. And to have them all in one institute, it makes it so much easier.
In my mind, they are the best, and they have just done incredible, incredible work. I've heard from doctors all over the country that Dr. Simon, Dr. Morrison, they're the best to work with, and that we're very lucky.
The Lions Eye Institute is a very special and unique resource. Not only does the Institute treat and diagnose patients with the most modern technology, it also has a national reputation for research and teaching. It is the only program in the area that focuses its basic and clinical research on the causes and cures of eye disease and blindness. It is always in pursuit of new technologies that ultimately affect people from all over the world.
Our mission is to provide care to our patients. But if that's all you do, you're taking a relatively narrow view, because without research, there'll be no progress. And sometimes you're doing research where you're not going to see the results for many, many years. But all of us in the department are active in some ways or another with research.
We hope that that research will improve the lives not only of people in our area, but everywhere.
In the education area, the Lions Eye Institute is a wonderful learning institution for the next generation of ophthalmologists. It also serves as a continuing educational resource for many community ophthalmologists in the region.
Are really dedicated to teaching the next generation of eye doctors so that they can go out and practice good medicine, not only in Albany or New York State, but across the country and around the world. And some of them are now teaching residents themselves and have become leaders in the field. Some are even practicing in other countries.
The motto of the Lions Club, "We Serve," is truly seen in the excellence that is the Lions Eye Institute. It is more than just a modern medical facility with sophisticated equipment, wonderful doctors, and a welcoming environment. It is also a place made possible because of communities supporting their local Lions Club fundraising efforts. What a difference this partnership, led by the leadership of many dedicated Lions, has made in the lives of many, many people.
I think the most important message I would like to share with the Lions is that we are very, very grateful for the support that you have brought to our institution and to the educational programs that we offer. Without that support, we couldn't do the job that we do.
I think it's awfully important that they have a project of this sort that they can see and measure and understand that it's doing good for a lot of people.
I don't think there are any words that can express the degree of gratitude for the support that I received from them. I mean, I was in a crisis. I was in a complete panic. And they just swooped in.
I'm so incredibly grateful that someone has taken this on. as their mission. If they hadn't, I don't know if my son would have sight in his eye. I don't know if, I don't know what we would have done.
To me, it's like a miracle. I just cannot believe that this little shot of medicine in my eye brought me back my eyesight.
We consider it an honor to work under the umbrella of the Lions Eye Institute. And we recognize the grassroots work that's being done, and I don't think we say thank you enough.
I'm just happy that there is a place like this around that could give me my sight, some of my sight back. Without Dr. Schultz, Dr. Bowen, Dr. Morrison, I don't know what I would have done.
After corneal transplant surgery, she came in one day and she said, "This is the first time I was able to see my grandchildren smile."
You can see in his character and the way he goes about his, life and stuff as a normal little boy, and he doesn't have all the other problems to have to worry about like he did in the past before he had all his surgeries.
Thanks for making me feel alive. Thanks for everything. I would say thanks for everything.
A lot of times the Lions don't actually get to meet the patients. And nowadays, with all the regulations, they probably can't get to meet the patients. But I think it's very important that they hear the stories of what effect their work is having on people's lives.
There are very few things that I could think of that would have been more important work. So that's about the most I can say about that. I don't know how else to put it into words. To give someone the gift of sight is immeasurable.